Aloha, and welcome to the East Oahu Realty Report, first quarter of 2015.
If we look at the big picture, we can see that house prices in the United States rose 4.9% from the fourth quarter of 2013 to the fourth quarter of 2014.
Washington, D.C. led the nation with double-digit price appreciation, while Nevada and Hawaii were up 9% and 5% respectively.
The city and county of Honolulu is up about 6% year over year and remains strong in price appreciation. Honolulu is ranked 97th in the nation after cities like number 1, Merced, California, and number 2, Naples-Immokalee-Marco Island, Florida, both up about 15%.
If we look at the nation's financial stress index in the first quarter, it is at negative 1.2 points. You can see we are down from the index's highs of over 6 points during the last recession, highlighted in red.
In March, most of the supply indicators increased, from active and new listings to month supply. However, month supply of inventory on the market remains around 3 months for both categories, which is historically still low and considered a seller's market.
When home inventory is around 3 months, historically this corresponds with double-digit price appreciation.
In the first quarter, closing volume was down about 4% for single-family homes and 1% for condominiums. Over time, we can see the peak and trough pattern that demand follows.
If we overlay month supply on this demand chart, we can see the inverse relationship between supply and demand over the last 27 years. Currently, supply is low and demand is high.
The effect of this low supply and high demand is likely what is putting upward pressure on median sales price. In March, prices rose about 7% for single-family homes and 9% for condominiums year over year. Projections over the next 2 years could reach as high as $850,000 for single-family homes and $450,000 for condominiums.
Pending sales in the first quarter were down about 6% for single-family homes and under 1% for condominiums.
Days on market is a good measure of market velocity, or how quickly homes are selling. In March, market velocity decreased for single-family homes and increased for condominiums. Single-family homes days on market were up 24% and condominiums were down 16% year over year.
In the first quarter, homeowners realized about 97% of their asking price for both categories. This was down 2% for single-family homes and unchanged for condominiums.
Looking at Hawaii's employment by sector over the last 4 years, we see government education and healthcare employment remaining firm. Hospitality and professional services are turning up, while trade and transport, financial and construction employment are stabilizing.
The line in this graph represents an index that tracks Hawaii's economic activity. We can see the last 5 U.S. recessions highlighted in red. Since the spring of 2010, the index has recovered 9.54 points.
In this chart, we can see the amount of real estate loans relative to total bank assets over the last 40 years. This indicates bank exposure to real estate purchases. Too low of a number is negative, and too high can indicate a bubble. We are currently at 24%. This is off 11 points from the ratio's high of 35% in the peak of the market in 2006.
In March, visitor arrivals were up 5.87% year over year.
Visitor days topped 13 million through February 2015. This was up 1.5% compared to the same period last year.
This February 2015, visitor spending was nearly $2.6 billion. This is down just over 3% year over year.
In summary, for the first quarter of 2015, prices were up for both categories and supply remains low. market velocity increased for condominiums and decreased for single-family homes. And lastly, there was a continued stabilizing of Hawaii's economy.
The neighborhood of the quarter is Mililani condominiums. Demand is up. There were 68 closed sales in the first quarter. This is an increase of 31%. Market velocity increased 41% to an average of 10 days on market. This high demand and market velocity in the first quarter of 2015 may have caused Mililani's median price to rise 30% for condominiums.
If we look at Mililani condominiums using the seasonal buying patterns chart, we can see that over the past 3 years, the most closings of 86 have occurred in the month of October. If we assume an average closing time of 45 to 60 days, these units went into escrow in August and September. Therefore, August and September would be the best time period to list condominiums in Mililani. Conversely, by the same logic, a buyer could expect the lowest competition in the months of November and December. If we look at the pond analysis for Mililani in the last 6 months, we can see that on average 20.2 new listings entered the market each month. The listings are exiting the pond or being sold at a quicker rate than they are coming into the pond at 22.7 per month. With 62 listings currently on the market, there are 2.7 months of inventory on the market. Given these different rates of ingress and egress to the pond and our current inventory, sellers have about a 37% chance of selling each month.
These numbers earn Mililani condominiums the neighborhood of the quarter. With the help of a proven professional, you can navigate this often confusing and difficult process with ease. When you work with East Oahu Realty, you work with a team of knowledgeable and experienced professionals equipped with special expertise. Thank you for watching, and until next quarter, aloha.